This is day 49 in the Gaza-Israel war, and the first day to the cessation of hostilities between Israel and Hamas that went into effect in order to release some 50 Israeli hostages in exchange for the release of 150 Palestinian prisoners. The majority of the Israeli hostages that are expected to be released today compose of women and children. This war is far from being over, and the IDF is prepared to resume its offensives against southern Gaza and against Hamas with full force immediately once the ceasefire will conclude. This ceasefire relates only to Hamas in the Gaza Strip, as Israel's northern front against Hezbollah in Lebanon still continues, and Iran is attempting to supply Hezbollah with additional ammunition. Israel's biggest ally, the United States, is preventing Iranian weapons convoys to reach Lebanon through Syria by identifying and neutralizing trucks that are filled with ammunition and long-range missiles that are sent from Iran to Hezbollah in Lebanon in order to be used against Israel. The Iranians are disguising these weapons shipments within humanitarian trucks that are supposedly delivering humanitarian aid to the Middle East. In Israel's southern front against Yemen, the United States was able to identify and destroy a huge weapons stockpile that was sent from Iran to its proxies, the Houthis in Yemen, in order to carry out additional attacks against the Jewish state of Israel. The US were able to neutralize some 5 unmanned aerial vehicles, drones, that were sent in order to carry out attacks against the Israel southern city of Eilat. We see that the US involvement in this war is helping Israel defeat its enemies by cutting off the supply of weapons from Iran to its proxies, the Houthis in Yemen, Hezbollah in the north, and Hamas in the Gaza Strip. The United States had strategically positioned its aircraft carrier in the Gulf of Oman, near Iran and Yemen, strategically positioning it in order to be able to carry out offensives against Iranian proxies and to cut off the weapons supply chain that is delivering weapons and ammunitions to Iranian proxies in this war against Israel. We see that this war is no longer an Israel-Hamas war. This is a regional war, and Iran is leading the offensive against Israel and the United States. In the past 24 hours, we have received reports that Iranian militias carried out a surprise attack against a US base in Iraq, in the area of Al-Assad. These militias were equipped with drones that drop RPG bombs on the forces. The United States sent F-35 bombers to locate and destroy the operators of these drone units, while at the same time sent a special radar airplane to the sky that was scanning the premises, seeking for additional Iranian militias that were prepared to carry out additional attacks. During these searches, the US was able to identify some 7 Iranian militia units that were prepared to carry out missile attacks against the US base. The United States was able to destroy all of these Iranian units. You can see now that this war involves more than just Israel and Hamas. This is a regional war, and Iran is leading the offensive against Israel and the United States. During these times, we need to unite. We need to unite in sharing the truth of what really is happening in this region to the rest of the world, so that they understand that this war that started between Israel and Hamas in Gaza affects them, and it will spread to the United States, to Europe, if we will not stop it here in this region. And moreover, we need to be united in prayer that our God will protect the United States troops and the Israeli troops and other troops that are standing together with Israel in this battle against the evil forces of Iran. Please pray for the peace of Jerusalem.